Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. So, real quick, so I was just gonna kind of make a quick introduction of who I am because it's the first time we're doing this with the network and everything. So I'll just briefly say that, and then I'll jump right into, bringing you on board and going. We'll go with the flow, I guess.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Let's see. Babe, can I make you a co-host so you can let people in just in case? Okay. There you go. There's already 3 people. Hello.
Hey,
Hi, good morning, guys.
good morning.
All right. We're gonna give ourselves a minute or so just to let everybody kind of come in. It's great to see you guys' faces.
No, hello.
Christy, how cold is it over there?
Oh, it's going to be 68 today.
Oh, that's spring weather for
It's
Beautiful.
bizarre. It's like every day we just have to stick our big toe outside and see what's happening.
you. Weather.
It's unpredictable.
Christy's in Virginia, you guys. So we have people from all over the place. I'm very excited to see this collaboration today. Hey, babe,
Yes, ma'am.
mind bringing down your volume a little? We're in the same household and I can hear the echo. Like
I'll mute myself.
I love the wall behind you. That's beautiful.
Thank you. The only credit I took was Pinterest, and I purchased it, but Will, truly who made it happen for me.
Is it wallpaper?
It is, yeah. But the secret is peel and stick because, I didn't want to damage any walls. So let's see how I wanted to see how it turned out. And I tried it in our laundry room. We put some pretty blue flowers up and it's been there for almost a year. And so I thought this would be a great addition to my background.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining. See, I guess a little bit of late stragglers coming in. But I don't, I want to of your time. You guys are here on time. And it's Wednesday, midweek. So I hope everybody has their calendars out. You've been marking things off.
Let's go. It's not cold out.
And no, I'm very excited to be here, guys. So I'm gonna make a quick intro. My name is Jeanette. I'm with the Freedom Network, and I'm also a co-owner of the Curse team that we operate off of Florida and Virginia. And I see a lot of familiar faces here that are in our network, friends, family, colleagues, partners, you name it. We're happy that everybody's here today. I wanted to do this Wednesday calls and I talked to David about it, and what I envision really is having conversations. I don't think we do that enough, and I want to have not conversations so much about your success, what we're doing. I want to hear let's get down to the nitty gritty, right? So what are challenges that we're facing? How are we I want to talk about it all, to be honest with you. I'm a very transparent kind of person. If you know me on a personal level, I'm very honest and genuine. And I run my business, the same way I hold all my relationships, right? So I hold them very close to my heart, and I want to share everything that has, has helped me evolve into where I am today. And I brought a very special person today that he's like a secret weapon. I know I call him a secret weapon, but his name is Saul, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself because what he does and with the heart and love that he does, it's incredible. It's mind blowing. I have a conversation with him for like a minute, and it just blew my mind. And I'm very happy that you're here today, and honored, and love for us to have our conversations and see how, what comes about.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you, everyone, for being on the call this morning. My name is Salt Garrison, S-A-L-T, just like the stuff you sprinkle on food, or people are like, is it Sol? Is it what it's Salt. And no, that is not a nickname. It is my legal name. It's on my driver's license. It's on my social security card. It's even on my Costco membership. So it is official. That is my name. I work as a human behavioral specialist. I do coaching and consulting for individuals, businesses, and elite professional athletes. And on a daily basis, I have the privilege of helping people and giving people the skills and strategies necessary to solve some of their biggest problems. I teach people how to lower and reduce and even eliminate their stress and frustration. And then I also get to help people create and achieve the life of their dreams. So I love what I do. And I've been doing it for a long time. So I had the opportunity to meet Will and Jeannie earlier, last year, I guess it was, on a trip down to Florida. Got introduced through a mutual colleague of ours. And so again, I'm just super, super excited to be here. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Can I just ask a question? Can I jump right in?
Go for it.
Do you have
Let's go.
questions?
Yes.
So for everybody, and we have enough people here, or it's a small enough group. So if you would love to, I would love for you to chime in. And one of my questions for you, and one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what's the big dream for you? What's the big dream for you? So who would like to answer that just real quick? And you could put it in the chat, or you can just
Or you can raise your hand. Yeah.
raise your hand, unmute yourself, do a little jig, whatever that is.
Well, Will, he rose his hand.
Yeah, guys. So for me, what I would like to do is definitely earn my time back. Right now somebody is paying me for my time and what I have to offer, and I would like to basically earn that back. That way I can actually do whatever I would like in my life. Devoted more to my beautiful wife, my family, my friends. The things that I want to do in life.
Okay. Awesome. Who else? Katia says, to be financially stable, to have more freedom with my time, and to have more time with my kids. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who else? A couple more.
I can chime in. I want to build, I want to be able to touch in a positive way as many lives as I can. So
Okay. Touch as many lives as you can. Awesome. Somebody else?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I'm learning something new right now in a mindful mentorship program that I'm in. So I guess I would like to live a state of through me instead of versus by me.
Say that one more time. I love that. Let's say it
The
again.
state of through me instead of versus by me. Like when you flow through the person instead of everything has to be run by the person. It's a state of being where you're able to live at a different plane in life. I'm not sure if you're familiar with those phrases, through me instead of by me. So
Yeah.
I'll let you
So
expand on that since I'm just learning about it.
oh, you're doing great. You're doing great. Somebody else says to learn not to take on client stress. Oh, yes. Create some boundaries for yourself, for sure, for sure, for sure. For those of you that are just joining, again, my name is Salt Garrison. I'm a human behavioral specialist. The question on the table is, what's the big dream for you? And then I'll take like one more, and then I'm going to move forward real quick, and I'm going to teach you guys something here also. So do we have one more person who'd love to share? What's the big dream? What would you love to do? And the crowd is silent. It's okay. That happens. All right. So just listening So I want to teach you something. So write this list down, if you will, and then I'll explain the list. So at the top of the list is love to. And then next is choose to. And then desire to. And then want to. Need to. Ought to, O-U-G-H-T, O-U-G-H-T, ought to. And then the last one is have to. So love to, choose to, desire to, want to, need to, ought to, have to, all right? Now, these are the 7 levels that we express ourselves at. In essence, these are the 7 levels of communication. So at the top, you're most inspired. At the bottom, you're most dispired. At the top, you're self-actualized. At the bottom, you're suicidal. And we'll say things like, I have to do my taxes and it's killing me.
Wow.
Okay? So draw a line between desire to and want to. And we're going to do a little experiment. So again, if you've just joined, so I'm doing the 7 levels of communication: love to, choose to, desire to, want to, need to, ought to, have to. Okay. Now, for everybody, just do this exercise for yourself. Think about, because we go through the day, or we go through the week or the month, our lives, whatever, and we go, I want. Right. So I'm going to use some of the examples, like I want to be financially stable, or I want to have more time with my family. Right. Or I want to make X number of dollars in income, right? So just say that to yourself, or say that out loud. Everybody's on mute, so you can say that out loud. I want, right? I want more time with my kids. And just notice how that feels. Now, say I desire more time with my kids. Or whatever it is. I desire to make X number of dollars, whatever it is for your thing. Say, I desire. What do you notice? Do you notice a difference? Pay attention to that difference. And now let's up level and go, I choose. I choose to have more time with my kids. And what do you notice there? Most people start to go, wow, want, I'm like, and I kind of feel needy or whatever, right? Desire kind of is like a little bit more of a spark. Choose is more definite.
Right. You're empowered. Like you have
more empowered. Right. And then you can actually take another level up and go, I love to spend more time with my kids. And notice that.
Mm-hmm.
See, all too often, what I find is that people are operating in this mid-range, right? In the need to, want to, kind of like to, right? As opposed to actually activating, and it activates more of the subconscious mind to actually get us to take action. So in your daily life, operate in the top 3 as much as you possibly can. I desire to, or I choose to. Now, like, let's go back to taxes. I will never love to do my taxes, right? I'm 99.99998% certain that I'm never going to love to do my taxes. But I choose to do my taxes because I love to do this, and I don't want to do this wearing orange pajamas in a federal penitentiary for tax evasion, right? So in your daily life, when you order a coffee, when you order lunch, whatever that is, use the word love and ask yourself, what would you love? What would you love to drink? What would you love to eat? With clients, with people that you're bringing on, when would you love to get together again?
Yeah.
Right? Operating at those higher levels. So if you're with me, say you're with me, say I'm with you, give a little shake, a little wave. Lots of people don't have their video, but I just want to make sure. Does this make sense? Okay.
And you're in
Awesome.
full control of your feelings and your thoughts. That I think when you're putting things out, like you said, speak them out, right? So when you say those things, you can hear your tone change. I mean, I was silent, but I can feel the feeling inside was different. Therefore, if you say it out loud, it's going to be more impactful.
Most definitely, right? So let me ask you this. So a few moments ago, I asked everybody, what's the big dream, right? What's your big dream? Now, what's the challenge or the obstacle that you perceive is in the way of your big dream? What's the challenge?
Time, money.
Time, money,
I don't have all the systems in place yet.
the systems.
That's for me.
Okay. Other people? Again, you can put it in the chat or you can just kind of speak up.
Outside influence, things that happen in life that get in the way.
David, I appreciate that. Me, and yes, it's directly related to systems and consistency. My programmed self, spot on.
Oh, yes.
That's a really, really good one. So there's this concept. So there's all sorts of concepts. So your thoughts start to create your reality. And let me just explain that just real quick, because some people are like, I don't quite get that, or I don't quite understand. Have you ever had an experience like you're going to the office and you've got a frustration, you've got a gripe with somebody at the office. Maybe it's the boss, maybe it's a coworker, whoever that is, and you're like, today I'm going to confront them. Today's the day. Right? And you're driving and you're thinking about, I'm going to say this and they're going to say that, and then I'm going to respond with this, and you're getting yourself all worked up. Anybody ever done that? Has that ever happened? Right? Or maybe you're driving home and you're like, you know what? I'm going to talk to my teenager. Right? I have a couple of those. And you're like, ugh. And now you've gotten yourself all worked up, even though it hasn't even happened. Your brain is having a thought and your body, and it's releasing neurochemicals, and your body is responding to that thought. And you're getting tense and frustrated and all tuned up and everything else. And now because the brain actually continues to monitor the body, the brain's actually going, oh my gosh, we're actually having this argument, even though you're still in your car. And now it's getting even more tuned up, and your thoughts become your feelings, and your feelings become your thoughts. And the two start to play off of each other. Does this make sense? Everybody with me?
Yeah.
When you have a challenge, here's a couple of pieces with the challenge. So one of the pieces is actually going, what's your I am statement? I am are the two most powerful words in the English language. Because whatever you put in after those two words, that is the reality that you will start to create. And again, you'll start to create it because your brain will take that, and then I can talk about the subconscious mind. It'll wire into the subconscious mind. It will release chemicals that your body will start to respond to. And because the body is responding to those chemicals, and then again, it just starts that cycle. So if you go, I'm tired, oh my gosh, I'm tired, right? Then all of a sudden, your body and your brain are going to start to respond to, I'm tired. And that's actually exactly what you're going to start to create. Does this make sense? Laying a little bit of a foundation.
Absolutely.
I want to go
So
somewhere.
you tell yourself something and you start making it a reality. You start living it.
Exactly.
So what you tell yourself matters, even if you're not saying it out loud.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So here's one of the pieces. So think about this, the Titanic. Everybody familiar with the Titanic? right?
Yes.
Pretty familiar with the Titanic. So it started off in England. I think it was actually harbored in Liverpool. And then it was heading over here to the United States. Obviously, didn't quite make it. But when the ship was ready to leave England and come over to the United States, how did the captain get it to move? Any thoughts on that? So people think of all kinds of things, like, maybe he pushed on the accelerator, and it's like, no, there's no accelerator on a ship.
He chose to move it.
He chose to move it. That's a great starting point, right? So in essence, he calls down to the engine room, or he pulls a lever that sends a message down to the engine room. Guys in the engine room start to shovel coal, right? And then starts to create heat, steam, turbines. Now we're starting to move. Now, where was the engine room? Where was the engine room on the Titanic?
Well, it was steam, wasn't it? It was a steam ship.
Yes. So, but where was the engine room in regards to the ship itself? Where was the engine room?
Oh, at the bottom.
At the bottom, exactly. Now, did those guys have any windows? Could they see where they were going?
No, not at all.
Absolutely not. Right. But they just followed whatever the captain said. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. The conscious mind is the captain. The subconscious mind is the engine room and the guys in the engine room. The captain, so the guys in the engine room are actually more powerful. Your subconscious mind is more powerful than your conscious mind. But the conscious mind rules. So when you say, I am, whatever you say I am to, that's what you're going to start to create, and your subconscious mind will obey you. I'm tired. Oh, okay. Let's go to the sea of tired. Oh, I'm so fed up with this, right? Oh, okay. Let's go to the sea of being fed up. This is in part how your conscious and your subconscious mind actually work together. And this is, again, this I am statement becomes so powerful.
Wow.
Let me give you one more, and then I'll see. So if you have questions, if you start to have questions, go ahead and start writing questions or prepare for some questions.
Yeah.
So, Jeannie, let's say you and I, all right, we're going to go to New York City. Okay.
Okay.
Have you ever been to New York?
Yes.
Right.
Love it.
and Will's along for the ride too. Okay. So when we get to New York City, the three of us, all right, we decide we're going to take a taxi. We're not going to take an Uber. We're not going to take a Lyft. We're going to take a taxi. All right. Now, so where's somewhere in New York City that you'd love to go see?
I mean, I guess Manhattan, right?
Is there a
Like the
certain
middle of the city.
Okay, middle of
I
the
like
city.
the middle of the city, looking at all the beautiful buildings and lights and chaos.
All right, love it. Downtown Manhattan. All right. Now, if we get into the taxi and we go, okay, we'd love to go downtown. All right, let's say we go to Times Square. Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Let's go to Times Square. And 2 minutes later, we go, no, stop. Let's go to the Empire State Building. And 2 minutes later, we go, no, stop. Let's go to the Statue of Liberty. And 2 minutes later, we go, no, stop. We want to go to Broadway. What's that taxi driver going to do?
Kick us out.
Probably curse at you, right?
Yeah.
Make up your freaking mind, right? Or get the
Right.
frick out of my cab. This is our perception of being stuck. When we face challenges, one of the things that we talk to ourselves and we say sometimes to ourselves is that I'm stuck. But what's really going on is that you are giving your subconscious mind a mixed message. And you haven't decided, you haven't chosen. The word decide means to kill all options. Side means to kill. So if you think about like insecticide or homicide, right? So it means to kill. Deci is options. So To decide actually means to kill all other options. But what happens is that we get double-minded and we get distracted and we're like, no, I want to go over here. No, I want to go right. And then we have this sensation or this perception of being stuck. So here, you can write this down. You are never stuck. You just keep recreating the same experience. And how do you create the same experience? You create the same experience by having the same thoughts, by holding on to the same beliefs, by saying the same things, and doing the same things over and over and over again. But you're never truly stuck. You're just recreating the same experience. Now, Einstein said that you cannot solve a problem at the same level that it was created. So if you have a view of yourself and you're here and you have this, I'm stuck, I'm not getting the business that I want, I'm not making the closings, I'm not earning the income, I'm not having the time with my kids, I'm not having the quality of life that I want, whatever that might be. So you're here. So Einstein, in his wisdom, says, you've got to see yourself as bigger than your problem. You've got to change your I am statement. And when you truly change your I am statement and how you see yourself, then that's when things will start to change. When we change the way we look at things, the things that we look at change.
Simple.
And it's all perception. So,
Right.
Questions.
Wow.
Questions that people have.
Come on, guys. We can get deep.
So I'll throw one out there. So for those of us that are basically conscious and aware that we're having that same level of thinking, what are some exercises or advice that you can provide where we can kind of like flex a little bit and kind of like are more open-minded to a different perspective, a different, outlook on things?
Yep. So let me, so I'll give you 2.5, 3 of them, just real quick, right? So, and again, I look at the world around me as a way to learn and to grow, and a way to actually live. So would you agree with me if you go too high in the atmosphere that you would die? Right? Most people go, yeah, that makes sense. If you go too low in the ocean, that you would die. Yeah, right? But there's a realm that there's an optimal realm that we're designed to actually exist in. And in that realm, there's ups and there's downs, right? That makes sense. So oftentimes what happens is that we're outside of the realm. Everything is just feedback. Write that down. Everything is just feedback. And the feedback is trying to help us to learn, to grow, or to love. So if you have a frustration, you're seeing more negatives to that frustration than you are positives. There's a universal law. It's called the law of polarity. Law of polarity says you cannot have a positive without a negative, and you cannot have a negative without a positive. It's just like you can't have a front without a back. You can't have a top without a bottom. You can't have an inside without an outside. You cannot have a top without a positive without a negative, and you cannot have a negative without a positive. But what happens is our perceptions get out of balance. I'm seeing more of one side than the other. And the longer you stay out of balance, that event is mastering you. It's running you, right? And it can go either way. So think about this. If you, again, I'm going to use going into the office, right? So if you're walking into the office and you're walking across the street or through the parking lot or whatever that is, and you meet your celebrity crush. Oh my gosh, whoever that might be, right? Or someone who you perceive is a leader in business, like a Tony Robbins, if you will, or a Steve Harvey or whoever, right? So whoever it might, right? And you actually get the opportunity to talk to them for a couple moments, right? Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. I read your book. I saw this. I appreciate you so much, right? And then you're going to walk into the office, and what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about that experience. Oh my gosh, that was so wonderful. It was so amazing, right? And right now, whoops, just hold up my own glasses. Right now, I'm so excited. So right now, that is running you. That experience is taking up time and space in your head, right? Not necessarily a good or bad thing, it just is. Now, imagine this. So you're walking across the street or the parking lot or whatever, and some person, whatever, they run into you and then they spit on your shoes and they're cursing you out and kind of shove you, right? And now you walk into the office, and what do? You're talking about that. And now you're upset about it. And now that's running you. Does this make sense?
Absolutely.
So we allow different events to run parts of our life. So when we're going, all right, here's some of the challenge. I feel stuck. All right, what do I do? Will, to your question. So I wanted to lay a little bit of groundwork. So one of the pieces to start off with is asking yourself, how does this actually serve me? In essence, what's the benefit of this current situation? You just had a client that canceled on you, or you just had someone that canceled a contract that you were really looking forward to, or that you were like, man, this was going to make a difference. So the very first thing, again, so now you're out of balance. You're seeing more negatives than you are positives. And you ask yourself, what's the benefit? And oftentimes people immediately go, there isn't one. Well, if we go back to the law of polarity says you can't have a positive without a negative, can't have a negative without a positive. If there are drawbacks to them canceling the contract, then there's got to be benefits to them canceling the contract also. And this is about creating a greater awareness, a full mind, as opposed to a partial awareness, a full quantum. So one piece is actually asking, regardless of whatever the situation is, how is this serving me? How's it serving me? What's it trying to help me to wake up to learn? How's it helping me to grow? What do I need to learn to love in all of this? Number 2 is around gratitude. I know of no other game changer bigger than gratitude and true gratitude. Gratitude, a state of gratitude is the greatest state of receivership that is known right now. If you want to receive more in your life, the way to start to receive more is actually to be grateful for what you have. And what you appreciate appreciates. The more that you're thankful for, the more you'll have to be thankful for. And all too often we're looking at what we perceive we're missing or lacking, as opposed to actually really appreciating what do we have and how does this moment, maybe it's a dry season in finances or in the relationship, right? So how is it actually serving me? And have gratitude that it's actually trying to get you, again, it's all feedback. Nothing bad is happening, just feedback going, how does this help me how does this wake me up? I'll do a little exercise with you. Jeannie, I think I'm going to do the exercise that you and I talked about yesterday on the phone.
I love it. I was going to talk about it, actually. I love it.
Do you just want to share? Do you want to do it? What works best for you?
I mean, does anyone want to volunteer to do an exercise? No, so I'll be,
Who
I'll,
would who
I'll
would
be
love
it.
to exercise
Yes, who
besides
would
Jeannie and
love
Will?
to?
One more person. Come on. All right. You're on the call for growth, for development. All right. Here's the invitation. Step in. Oh, and someone actually asked, can we use it for kids to help behaviors or studies? Absolutely. So one of the things that I teach, and I don't have enough time to teach it right now, is around a person's highest values. All right. Let me just touch on this, and then I'm going to do this exercise. So, so Jeannie, figure out who we're gonna.
I'm gonna pick my partner in crime, David
Okay.
Kirst.
Perfect. So, all right, but real quick, so highest values. So all human behavior is directed because of your highest values. When I talk about highest values, I'm not talking about morals or social idealisms. I'm actually talking about how you prioritize your life. And I would love, if there's an opportunity, I'd love to come back and talk about values sometime, because that is the driver of all human behavior. You want to change anything in your life, it comes back down to what your highest values are. It's the study of axiology and teleology. If you go all the way back to the Greek. So it's axiology and teleology, the study of value and worth, and the study of purpose and priority. If something is in alignment with your highest values, you will do it. And if it's not in alignment with your highest values, you won't. You'll frustrate, you'll hesitate, you'll procrastinate. So when we're hesitating and procrastinating on things, again, it's all just feedback. And that feedback is going, this is not in my highest values. So when you talk about, can you use it for kids? Yes. I ask my kids when they talk to me about challenges that they have, I'll ask them, what's the benefit of that? What's the benefit of, not doing well on a test at school? Or what's the benefit of, a friend going, I don't like you anymore, right? How's that actually serving you? So I try to help them to learn to balance their perceptions. To get kids to help with behavior or studies, you've got to tie it to their highest values. And I'm just going to use, I'll use a real simple example for myself here with Jeannie on this call. So Jeannie reached out to me and said, Salt, I got this team. Would you talk to my team? It's a Wednesday call. I'm like, what would you like to talk about? She's like, can we just talk a little bit about human behavior and mindset? And I'm like, yes, I'm in. Right? Learning and teaching is my highest value. Problem solving is my second. Mental, physical well-being, right? Business building and wealth building. Those are my top 5 highest values. Now, if Jeannie had said, and I'm like, yes, I'm okay, I'm open. What would you like to talk about? If she said politics, I'd be going, well, Jeannie, the schedule's really full, and I'm sorry, I just can't. Why? Because politics are not in my highest values. Physical, mental well-being is in my high value. Teaching and learning is in my high value. She's going, hey, would you like to be in your high value and do this? And I'm like, absolutely. So that's why I'm here. So
Thank
if
you.
you want to change any behavior, or if you want others to change a behavior, you've got to link the behavior to their highest values. And when you do, you'll get results. And again, that's a conversation for another time. It's a little bit of a teaser. So
Love that.
make sense?
Yeah. So we're
right.
doing the exercise.
David, are you ready to do an exercise?
I suppose so.
So
Thank you, Jeannie.
David, you and I met down at your event in Florida. I know that you had a lot going on. So it was an impressive time down there, and I appreciated the opportunity to be a part of that.
Thank you. It was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it was cool. So when we talk about, and Will, this goes a little bit back to your question about shifting, and how do we shift our mindset? One of the pieces for me that is so fascinating is our own innate genius. every one of you have this magnificent genius, and we don't always tap into it. So if you want to shift something, you want to alter something, right? I'm just going to take you back down to your innate genius. So David, let's say that you went to the doctor and the doctor goes, David, I don't even know how to tell you this, but the truth of the matter is that you only have 24 hours to live. How are you going to spend those 24 hours?
More than likely with my wife and kids.
What would you do? What's a few of the things you would do?
Just spend quality time with them. If I'm going to go out in 24 hours, I want to know that I went out spending real time with them.
And now you got 6 hours left.
Probably do a barbecue.
I love it. What are we eating at the barbecue?
Lots of unhealthy food. Steak, I'm going in. Fried chicken, we'll do it up.
And now you have an hour left.
Probably take that time to go sit with my wife and talk to her.
And what would you tell her?
How much I appreciated her, or appreciate. I'm not dead yet, right? I still got an hour.
Exactly, right? And in essence, well, let me just ask you, would you also tell her that you love her?
Of course, yes.
Isn't it interesting? We come down to thank you, I love you. Innately, we know that gratitude, thank you, and I love you are the two most important things. And when the chips are way down and time is running out, we go back to what's the most important things to us. And if you want to shift anything in your life, go to that place of love and gratitude. Love it for exactly how it is in the moment, and have gratitude for it. So, and just notice, and my suspicion is that everyone on the call, if you walk through that exercise for yourself, you probably did the same thing. You thought about, here's some things that I would love to do, some crazy things, right? Spend some time with some friends, have sex with my partner, whatever that is, spend time with the kids. Oh my gosh, right? Do some of the things that we don't allow ourselves to do, eat the foods, drink the drinks, whatever. But as time starts to dwindle down, we actually go, oh my gosh, thank you. I love you. I wouldn't want to change a thing. So that's the foundational piece. If you want to make a shift, go there. That's your innate genius. So
I think interestingly enough, you made the scenario of 24 hours left, 16 hours left, whatever it was, 12 hours, then 1 hour. And theoretically, or not theoretically, in reality, we don't know how much time we have left,
exactly
right? Anyone can leave their house today, get into a horrific car accident, and be gone from the planet. So the question, I guess, is how do you get your mind consistently, habitually focused on showing love and gratitude?
Yep.
Because it's very easy to allow the day to run your life, right? I can use my day, like early mornings, gym time, work, meetings, Zoom calls, classes, trainings, then, more meetings, and, solving problems, putting out fires, taking kids to volleyball, right? And then even last night, picking up the kids from volleyball at 10 p.m., because that's when they end, coming home, trying to get them fed, passing out, but 11:30,
Yeah.
trying to wake up in the morning. It's somehow trying to fit in like, a chapter from the book I'm reading, and in between like little
Yep.
segments of the day, I'm reading a page or two, right?
Absolutely.
And so how do you habitually, it's something I'm practicing something specific, but I just wanted to hear from you. How do you
Sure.
habitually get into gratitude and love?
Yep. So let me kind of approach this in a bottom up and a top down kind of perspective. So I'm going to do both. So Parkinson's law says in part that if you don't fill your day with high value, high priority action, your day will automatically fill with low priority, low value distractions. So in my world, there's a three-part piece here. One is around getting clarity. You've got to get super clear around what are those priorities and what are your values. You will experience the greatest amount of fulfillment when you design your day and your life around your highest values. So you've got to get really clear about that. Number two is around setting priority. And this is a huge issue because people go, oh my gosh, this is a priority, this is a priority, this is a priority, this is a priority, right? Overwhelm, when we have this sensation and the perception of overwhelm is just feedback. Again, everything's feedback. It's just feedback that you're not clear on your priorities. So make sure that you're really clear on your priorities. A third piece in there is, what is your distraction elimination strategy? So the number one commodity is time. The second biggest commodity is your attention. And everything is vying for your attention. And if you don't have some kind of means to eliminate distraction, and again, you're gonna get drawn off, and then you're off to the races, right? You are now in low value, low priority distractions. Action. That's the key, is taking action. So it starts off as a practice. And again, I wish I had more time to actually, so much to share. Right? As you are learning right now, as you're hearing new concepts, you have neurons that are starting to grow, and they're attaching to other neurons. You are literally creating new neural networks in your brain at this moment. And there are scans that actually show this happening in real time. They're fascinating to watch. So just like a path in the woods, you can see the path and it's well worn and you're like, oh, okay, that's where I'm going. But if all of a sudden we're like, hey, let's create a new path over here, it's like, well, wait a minute, that feels weird. It feels awkward. I'm not accustomed to that, right? Being able to overcome your own discomfort is one of the biggest challenges in making lasting change. And there's ways to do it, but that's the biggest challenge, because you want to go down that other neural network. And it's like, no, we're creating a new one. So one piece is actually, again, attaching whatever the behavior is that you desire. So maybe it's expressing gratitude to your highest values. How does expressing gratitude help me in my learning and teaching? How does expressing gratitude help me build my business? How does expressing gratitude help me build my finances? How does expressing gratitude help me to have a better relationship with my kids? And then come up with like 20, 50, 100 benefits to expressing gratitude, and you'll do it. But part of it's around rewiring the neural network. Let me get to Christy's question, because I think we're running out of time, or we're out of time. So,
hey, thank you for that. So I gotta take off because I got an appointment, but I appreciate it today. It was really great.
Sir, I appreciate you taking the time to
Thank
be
you
part
for
of the call.
participating.
So
Thank you for volunteering me. See you later.
Christy says
Bye.
real quick, thinking about the value of my business to be in the state of gratitude, because truly our business can die at any time. That's interesting. What do I do to show the love and gratitude to my business? This is an amazing exercise. Thank you. We should have a sequel. I'll let you guys decide. So to show the love and the gratitude for my business, right? So optimal growth occurs at the border of support and challenge. And you want both. All too often our ego goes, I just want support and I don't want the challenge, right? But that's BS. You can never have one side without the other. Optimal growth occurs at the border of support and challenge. So what do you do? What do you do to show gratitude, love and gratitude towards your business, all right? See both sides of your business. What are the benefits of your business? What are the drawbacks of your business? Right? Maybe you have a favorite employee or coworker. So see both sides of them. Oh my gosh, I see the positives of them. I see the negatives of them. I see the benefits of them. I see the drawbacks of them. And some people are like, what are the drawbacks? There aren't any drawbacks, right? Do you spend time talking to your favorite person when you know you should be making some phone calls or shuffling some papers or filing some paperwork or whatever, right? One of the drawbacks to your favorite person is that they take some time away, right? Oh, now they're kind of balancing them. It's the same thing. It's like whatever the challenge is, oh my gosh, the zoning people or the inspection people or whoever it is, right? The finance people, whoever, you're like, ugh. But showing love is seeing both sides. Love, true love, is the synthesis and the synchronicity of complementary opposites. It's the coming together and the balancing of two opposites. That's true love. So what do? You look at both sides, you appreciate both sides. Balance your perceptions. That's one of the biggest drums that I beat, is balance your perceptions. See both sides. So oh my gosh, this has been fantastic.
This is amazing. Thank you.
I
And
feel
we're
like we
getting
just
a
started 5
ton of
minutes ago.
feedback. Yeah. And I want to share with you personally. So I had this exercise with salt in like as little as a minute. And you know, I've been around a few, I have colleagues and partners who practice the gratitude and you know, they talk about it. I you know, I understand being grateful, right? But I didn't understand it to the depth like I did with this exercise when you just put it there. Like I don't know what it was, but in my head, my whole body just changed when I did this exercise. And I was just like, wow, like we all need to start with love and gratitude. And we'll live a much better life, quality of life, right? The relationships that we will build would be priceless. And so thank you, you know, for taking the time. And, you know, we can see that you love what you do and you're so good at
I love what I do.
it. Hey, I mean, this is just like, hey, we're just having fun. But no, this has been amazing. And I know a lot of people are seeing the value of it. And, you know, mindset is everything. Like, you know, mental health and your mindset is what drives you every day. And we've really got to take care of it, take care of ourselves, start the day right. So what would you say, like, you know, every day, like wake up in the morning, what would be like a practice, something to say or do? Do we tell it to ourselves? Do we say it out loud? Do we tell someone? What can we do?
So speaking out loud, it makes words more powerful than just thinking them. And there's all kinds of research that actually says that. One of the skills that I actually teach clients is stop saying stupid shit out loud. You want to change something, stop saying stupid shit out loud. It's
So saying
thinking,
everything out loud, right?
exactly. Thinking it,
There's gonna be
saying it
people
out
like
loud
that.
gives it more power.
Right.
So,
And what if you're afraid of saying that out loud? I I overcame last year limiting beliefs that I had in within me that I would never say out loud. And when I did, whew, it was just huge weight off my shoulders. Like I was a different person instantly. And coming back home from this trip that I took, even people that care, that close to me saw the difference. They saw, I don't know what it was.
yeah.
What was I different? How? But they were like, you're a different person. I can see it.
It's about seeing yourself different than, right? If you changed your I am. So gratitude at night, gratitude in the morning. This gets into brainwave stuff and all of that. So Jeannie, let's do this. I have to run also.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about a follow-up if you guys are open to that. So
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you guys for the feedback. It's been amazing. And I'm sure I'll hear more about it. Feel free to reach out to me, and me and Salt will get together and we coordinate something special as well. Thank you for
Awesome.
your time.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Salt.
Have a great week.